Hello everyone, my name is Sage and welcome to new video. This time it's time for another Pokemon challenge, and this one comes from a suggestion by Prof. JB. Thank you for giving me this idea, and so for today we will see that can I beat Pokemon Crystal Hardcore Nuzlocke with Clair's team. This one should be a proper challenge. So here's the gym leader Clair's team, and as you can see, it's pretty monotonous. 3 Dragonairs with a bit different movesets and then Kingdra. That's it basically. To get this challenge started, I use Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Horsey as a starter, so I can start the game with one of the pre-evolutions of Clair's Pokemon. I will be adding other team members as adventure goes on using PKX to edit the save file. Because otherwise I think first place where I could get Wild Dratini in this game is Dragon's Den, which is after the last gym of Johto, so it might not be possible for me to get all the way there with only one Pokemon. Also, I changed evolution requirements for Kingdra so that Seadra evolves to it at level 40. You know, so I can get the actual ace Pokemon from Clair's team to use. Now quick recap about the rules of Hardcore Nuzlocke. Well, in this challenge I won't be catching Pokemon, so we can forget rule about catching only first encounter from each route/area. If Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and can't be used anymore during the playthrough. Level cap is always the level of next gym leader's strongest Pokemon, which is kinda wonky here in the Gen 2, and we will later find out why. Also, no using healing items in battle, only health items and healing outside of battles is allowed. Quick disclaimer though before we start the challenge. This challenge took me so many attempts to beat. But by that I do not mean that I actually played the game again and again from the very beginning. Cause here's the thing, in this kind of challenge, where a certain team is chosen to try to beat the game, there is no variation of gameplay between different attempts, at least too much. It's always the same Pokemon, with same moves and levels every time. There can be some small variations in stats, but not that much that it actually would affect the challenge. So that's why I decided to do so that whenever I failed an attempt here, instead of just restarting from the very beginning of the game, I reloaded back to previous save to continue from there. I also restore all possibly fainted Pokemon so that I can use full team again. Because as said, everything would have gone more or less same way if I had started from the very beginning. Sure, I could lose Pokemon at different points in challenge and that could bring different experience on different attempts. But just to get this video out, at least during this year, I decided to do the challenge this way, to save time. Objective here is to see that if the challenge even is possible to do at all in any circumstances. Anyway, that's enough rambling, let's get started. So, as said, I picked Horsey as starter and it's kinda weak. It only knows Bubble, which is not dealing much damage. The first brick wall happens already with the first rival fight, as he has Chikorita, which Horsey cannot hurt pretty much at all with Bubble. So it easily goes down. Okay, I think my options here are to give rival another starter or start the game with Dratini, as I cannot grind Horsey above level 9 because of the level cap. And only move it learns before that it's Smokescreen. Which I could maybe spam to lower Chikorita accuracy so it starts missing. Okay, well maybe I actually give try to that before anything else. So, attempt 2, and this time on level 8 I can beat the rival. I used Smokescreen 6 times and just used Bubble until Chikorita went down. A bit cheesy tactic, but it got me through without having to change my nor rival starter, so I'll take that. Now Horsey is really close to level cap though, so after getting my Pokédex and actually starting my journey, I catch this level 4 Poliwhirl so I can change it to Dratini with the PKX. This way I have same amount of Pokemon as first gym leader, and I can probably also get to that fight without overleveling Horsey. So, here we have Grandini, points to you if you know where this nickname is from, and it only knows Rap for now. This is not going to be easy. Route to Violet City thankfully goes okay, but there are some close calls here and there. Rap just does not deal a lot of damage, so I still have to rely on Aqua against many of these trainer battles, but I get safely to Violet City. First I head to the Sprout Tower to grind some levels for Grandini. It's slow grind, but these level 3 Bellsprouts are quite easy to take down. Level 6 ones on top are a bit harder to beat, but still winnable for Grandini. I do not complete the tower yet though, as Grandini grows to level cap. Time to go check out the gym. So, the first trainer at the gym completely catches me off guard with a level 9 Spearow, which deals huge damage. I mean, why this trainer has Pokemon with same level as gym leader's strongest Pokemon? Unfortunately, this fight is unwinnable without sacrifice and thus Grandini goes down. Aqua takes revenge, but that is still one team member down already. which is a huge in challenge like this with only limited amount of Pokemon available. I wouldn't have full team with all of Clair's Pokemon anyway, and now I'm down to have only 3 members on my team in this whole run. Well, I am not going to quit that easily though, so onward I shall go. I go catch next random Pokemon to get myself another Dratini. Hopefully I will lose this one as easily. So the other trainer on the gym is not that bad to beat and I get to the Falkner fight. Pidgey is quite easy to handle, though it gets many hits in, despite my smokescreen. Pidgeotto is the real issue here. I get a couple of smokescreens in and manage to paralyze it as well. Unfortunately though, I don't get much of a luck and I lose Aqua against it. Igneel here is able to beat it, but honestly, with half of the available team gone already, there is no way this attempt is going to succeed. So I'm just going to restart and try to get better luck. Onwards to attempt number 3. Alright, we're back at the gym and this time I am more careful with that freaking Spearow. I get through it and the second trainer with my Grandini alive this time. Against Falkner I also take it carefully and I have berries equipped for both of my Pokemon. I first paralyze the Pidgey with Thunder Wave and send in the Aqua then. I smokescreen it once and then start whittling its HP down. With that smokescreen and paralyze I take it down without taking damage. Against Pidgeotto I start spamming smokescreen. After a while I send in Granini to paralyze it. Then I start spamming Wrap. Fight goes on a long time, but I get lucky with Pidgeotto missing and being fully paralyzed most of the time. So, after a long battle it finally goes down, granting me the victory without losses. After that I finish up the Sprout Tower. The last fight is quite tough because this Hoot just never misses its tackles despite my smokescreen. But I barely get the win and get the HM for Flash for myself. I will need to catch some Pokemon as HM slaves, but naturally I won't be using those in battles. I head to route ahead and beat some trainers there slowly but surely. I also get another Dratini to team again since I think it makes sense at this point. I have something to grind some levels, which helps avoid that other team members won't accidentally go above level cap. There are a couple of hard fights here, but Smokescreen and Thunder Wave tactics gets me through. Union Cave goes well, but right before Azalea Town, this hiker puts up a fight with his matchup. It's a close call, but thankfully I beat him without losing any team members. Finally, I arrive to Azalea Town, where we have to deal with some Team Rocket shenanigans before the gym. I head to the Slowpoke well, and grunts here are thankfully quite easy. Except for the last one, who has level 14 coughing. This thing gets all my Pokemon poisoned, and it's really looking like I'm going to lose someone. But, with some kind of miracle, my guys pull it through. Whew! That was a bit close one. Before the next gym, I'll do a little bit of grinding to get close to level cap. Dratini learns Twister at level 15, which will be 1000 times better move than Wrap is, so I definitely want that for both of my Dratini. After hitting level 15 for Grandini and Igneel and level 16 for Aqua, I'll go to the gym. Against trainers here, Twister knocks out them in 3 to 1 hits, which is ton of better than Wrap's damage. Also, Twister apparently has a chance to flinch enemies, which is amazing. I would combine that with Thunder Wave to stunlock enemies with a bit of luck. Alright, let's take on Bugsy. I am really scared of Skyter, but let's see how this goes. First, Bugsy sends out Metapod. It goes down with 3 hits after using Harder and missing Tackle. Kakuna also goes down with 3 hits after getting flinched and using 1 Harden. Skyter is tough one, as expected. I paralyze it, but Twister does not deal much damage. Thankfully, I get many turns when it is unable to attack, so I can bash some hits in. After Grandini gets critically low HP, I switch to Igneel and it finishes the Skyter off, winning me the fight. That went well, so let's see how next rival fight goes. Ghastly goes down with a couple of bubbles from Aqua. Bayleaf is tanky, so first thing first I paralyze it, and Igneel and Grandini together takes it out after a while. Igneel then finishes Jubat off with 3 Twisters. That was pretty easy thankfully. Time to head forward, so next I get HM for Cut from Ilex Forest, and route to Goldenrod City is easy thankfully. Weak trainers here are no threat to me and I get to Goldenrod City safely. Well, I guess there's nothing to it than go check out the next gym then. Trainers in the gym are surprisingly tough. I get by, but there are some close calls with these battles. I definitely need my team leveled up to level cap for Whitney. After beating trainers at the gym, I go to Underground Tunnel for some more trainer fights. Rest of the grind I do against wild Pokemon to get my team to level 20. Alright, with grind out of the way, let's see how fight against Whitney goes. So, Clefairy can deal surprisingly big damage with Double Slap, but it still goes down after a while. Miltank though is a big issue. I can get it paralyzed and with a bit of luck smokescreen it 6 times. Problem is Milk Drink, which Miltank can use to heal itself, and I am not lucky enough to get it paralyzed in those turns, so it just won't go down. In the end, Miltank will hit through Paralyze and Smokescreen to deal ton of damage with Stomp. I beat it in time, but I lose Aqua and other Dratini with that. so this attempt won't succeed anymore most probably, with only 2 members available for the rest of the run. New attempt it is then. So at attempt 4, and we are back at the Whitney. And this fight is crazy. I get Clefairy beaten again. I paralyze the Miltank right away and Igneel here leaves Stomp with 1 freaking HP. I switch to Aqua and use 6 smoke screens. Miltank used Attract here, so it took a while to get smoke screens to land, but then I switch in Grandini and start spamming Twister. This takes ages, but with 6 smoke screens, paralyze and flinches from Twister, I take out Miltank with 5 HP remaining on Grandini. This was super close and I was already prepared to sacrifice someone here, but RNG was on my side with this one. Alright, now that Gym 3 is out of the way, it's time to start journey to Ecruteak City. I get myself the final team member, one last Dratini, and I name it Metallicana. So yeah, this is the team, and I just have to make do with this. Route to Ecruteak City does not have any too difficult fights, so I get there rather smoothly. First thing in Ecruteak City, I go explore the burnt tower. I run into the rival fight there. And well, this was an attempt-ending battle. His Magnemite resists dragon attacks and deals super effective damage against Aqua, so it was able to take down 2 of my team members before going down. So yeah, it's time to let this attempt end and start a new one. For attempt number 5, I am not going to go to that rival first then. Instead, I go fight first the Kimono Girls and their EV evolutions. Flareon uses my own tactics against me by lowering my accuracy, but it goes down quite easily. Espeon deals a lot of damage with confusion, but thankfully it doesn't use it too much. Umbreon is quite tanky, but does not deal a lot of damage, so it goes down in time. Vaporeon was pretty easy thankfully, and Jolteon also liked to spam Sand Attack, but went down as well. After beat the Kimono Girls, I get HM for Surf, which I can immediately teach to Aqua to get really strong water move to it. I can also teach it to one of the Dratinis as well, as one of the Clair's Dragonairs have it on their moveset. This should help in the upcoming gym, but I cannot go there quite yet. Still have to deal with that freaking rival fight first. This time Haunter goes down with 1 Surf as it used Cursed first to reduce its HP to half. Against Magnemite I send in Grandini, who resists Thundershock, and Surf takes out Magnemite in 3 hits, but also Grandini takes a lot of damage. Against Zubat I send in Metallicana and I paralyze Zubat immediately. After a while Zubat goes down to Twister Spam and in comes Bayleaf. I paralyze it as well and it sets up Reflect. Metallicana has taken quite a beating, so I switch in Igneel. Paralyzes and flinches guarantees that Igneel can take down Bayleaf after a while. Okay, so this might be a good time to mention that this is actually first time for me to play Pokemon Crystal, so I did not know that you fall down to some pitfall right after the battle. Only game with Johto region I have played before have been Pokemon Soul Silver. So at first I was a bit worried what is going to happen here, but it turned out to be just Raikou, Entei and Suicune, and they just ran away like in other Gen 2 games. Alright, now I have access to the gym, but I still want to grind my Pokemon closer to level cap of 25. So I head to the route ahead to fight some trainers for EXP. Well, the training does not quite go as planned though. This goddamn Mr. Mime ends up taking out Igneel. I'm thinking that okay, one lost team member does not quite make challenge impossible yet, so let's keep on going with the remaining 3. And then this random Raticate crits Metallicana. 2 is again too much to lose, so yet another failed attempt. Onwards to attempt number 6 it is! Back at the Ecruteak, and after some grinding, it is time to take on the 4th gym leader Morty. My Dratinis all know Dragon Rage now, which should be helpful here. First Ghastly goes down with single Dragon Rage after using Curse. Next Hunter goes down with 2 Dragon Rages, and then in comes Gengar, which sweeps my whole team with Shadow Ball. Yeah, this challenge is so hard. Well, attempt number 7, and this time Morty's Gengar never used Shadow Ball, so I win quite easily. Some fights are just down to luck, honestly. Granted, my team was not all the way to level cap, but probably that didn't even make that much of a difference. Alright, now that Morty has been beaten, I can move forward to next city to handle some story stuff before I can move forward to next gym. So, at the Olivine City I climb up this lighthouse, battling trainers on the way. Dragon Rage is such a good move at this point of the game. Always dealing 40 damage guarantees 2-hit KOs against enemies here. Up ahead is Jasmine, who wants me to go get some medicine for this Ampharos here. Medicine is in Cyanwood City, where also next gym is as well. Route to Cyanwood is quite easy, though wild encounters gets annoying quickly. I take out all the trainers that I can find for some EXP, and at the Cyanwood I get the secret potion and have a fight with this Suicune fanboy. He is easy to take out with Dragon Rages though. Okay, so next, I want to take on the next gym, but I will not level up all the way to level cap of 30. Reason is that we have a bit dicey situation at hand. because after Cyberwood Gym would be Olivine City's gym, which level cap would be 35. However, after that, level cap actually decreases for the 7th gym, going down to 31. So yeah, this is what I meant about wonky level caps in Gen 2. But I have a plan here which hopefully works. But let's go see the Cyberwood Gym now, as said. Trainer battles goes okay in the gym until I see that I need HM for strength to move on. So I have to head back to Olivine City to get that. Well, at least I can grind some levels on the way. Once I'm back, I deal with last trainer and it's time to take on Chuck. First up is Primate, which goes down with 2 Dragon Rages after dealing a little bit damage with Furious Vibes. Then in comes Poliwrath, which actually freaking hits Dynamic Punch to take out Igneel. I can't believe my luck here. I send in Grandini. Poliwrath uses Hypnosis to put Grandini to sleep, but it wakes up right away thanks to equipped Mint Berry. I paralyze Poliwrath while next Hypnosis misses. 3 Dragon Rages takes it out, winning me the fight. Well then, looks like this attempt will continue with only 3 Pokemon. Let's see, can I get through with the challenge or do I need to start another attempt? Alright, so as said before, level cap gets weird here. My plan here is actually go take on the 7th gym first and only after that deal with the 6th gym. That way I'll have stronger team against that level 35 Steelix, which probably still will be hard to beat. Anyway, to get to 7th gym we have some traveling to do. Route to Mahogany Town is just short trip from Ecrutech and goes without anything too exciting. Once I arrive to Mahogany Town I can see that I cannot access the gym right away, I have to deal with the Team Rocket first. So I go beat the Red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage and move on then to Team Rocket's hideout. Lance is also here helping us and this place is pretty easy. Grunts here are weak and even the executive fights are not much of a problem. So yeah, nothing too big to mention about this part, so let's just get straight to the next gym. First trainer battle is this guy with 2 Swinub. After beating him, Grandini hits level 30 to evolve to Dragonair. Finally we have a first actual Pokemon from Clair's team. Well, moveset still needs to be fixed of course, but that will come later. Unfortunately though, next trainer here have Jinx, which one-shots Metallicana and also takes out Aqua. So it's time to jump into next attempt then. I gotta say this challenge has been much harder than I anticipated. In hindsight, it probably would have been better not to even try this with hardcore Nuzlocke ruleset. Well, we've gotten this far already, so let's move on to attempt number 8. At least I get the whole team back again. I deal with the rest of the trainers at the gym and grind a little bit in the grass to get Metallicana to evolve to Dragonair as well. I hope this will be enough to beat the prize as level cap is closing in and I will still have to beat Jasmine with same level cap as well. So, time to face the prize. First seal is 2-shot with Dragon Rage. Dewgong comes in and I immediately paralyze it. I then switch out to Aqua. It gets 3 smoke screens in, but then I have to switch out to Grandini. It takes quite some damage from Aurora Beam. But I get lucky here and next one misses and 2 next turns Dewgong is fully paralyzed, so we take it out. Lastly in comes Pillow-Swine. I was betting here for it to try to go for Blizzard and miss, which is exactly what happens, and it goes down with 2 serves. That was a bit close, but luck was on my side. Alright, time to go then, straight take on Jasmine. Oh yeah, she's not here yet. Have to go to give her that medicine for the Ampharos in the lighthouse. Alright, after all that, let's start the match. First Magnemite goes down with 2 Dragon Rages, but it paralyzes Igneel. Same deal happens with Metallicana and next Magnemite. Against Steelix I start spamming Dragon Rages. Jasmine is the first gym leader I actually see using healing items as Hyper Potion heals Steelix back up when I switch in Aqua. Luckily 2 serves is enough to take out Steelix while it was using Sunny Day. I guess it makes sense to try to weaken water moves, but it was tad too late for that. After the team fight I get call from Elm, something about Team Rocket and radio broadcasts. I think this is the point where I have to go to deal with them in Goldenrod City. And right I was, so in we go! Though there is not much to tell honestly. Team Rocket feels so weak in this game, though maybe that's kind of the point. So I sweep through this place, deal with the executive here, and he gives me basement key to underground, where I need to head now to go save some old man. Here we have another rival fight. It's actually a pretty tough fight as his Pokemon level pretty much matches mine. I'm not in great danger at any point, but it takes some thinking to get through. Thankfully his Sneasel does not seem to have any ice type moves, otherwise that could have been a problem. Meganium is tanky as always, but doesn't deal that much damage, so victory is mine. Time to sweep through this Rocket Crunch again. After getting through this place, Grunt at the end gives me card key. With this I have to go back to Radio Tower to finish off last of the Team Rocket. Couple of Grunt and 2 executive battles later, the place is clear and Old Man comes to congratulate us. He gives me this clear bell and mentions that something might be going in the Tin Tower at Ecrutech City. I guess I have to head there next? Or maybe not, cause I can't find anything from Ecrutech City. I can, however, see that path to Blackthorn City is now open, so I'll just hit there. Gotta say that this slam move my Dragonairs have learned is quite good to use against these trainer battles. Although it has low accuracy, it deals tons of damage. After getting through the maze that is Ice Cave, I arrive to Blackthorn. I think there's nothing much here besides the gym. Level cap is 40 here, so I will do some grinding first. After getting whole team to level 39, I use rare candy I have found somewhere to get Aqua to level 40. As explained before, this will trigger it to evolve to Kingdra. So now we have a whole Clair's team in their right forms. So at this point I decide that I will match the moveset to Clair's team as well using the PK Hex. Honestly, I think this is the right place to do it. Dragon Rage is not doing much damage anymore at this point, although Dragon Breath is not going to be a big upgrade for that probably. Best moves we get is Thunderbolt and Ice Beam for 2 Dragonairs, and I guess Hyper Beam might be good, though Aqua will be probably relying to surf more. I go quickly handle the trainers at the gym, but that does not quite get the Dragonairs to level 40, so I grind to level cap in grass before taking on Clair. Fight against Clair itself is tough one. First Dragonair goes down with 1 Ice Beam. Next one barely lives and uses Thunder Wave. Equipped Berry heals it off though, and second Dragonair goes down. Third one also barely lives Ice Beam and paralyzes Metallicana. Here I switch out to Ignil and then to Grandini trying to bait another Thunder Wave. That does not happen though, so I just finish off the Dragonair and in comes Kingdra. Here I get crazy lucky with fully paralyzing Kingdra on first turn. I send in Aqua who takes a bit less than half from Dragon Breath. My Dragon Breath deals more damage, but Smokescreen makes hits miss and then Clair uses Hyper Potion. My next Dragon Breath misses and Aqua barely survives next hit. I switch in Metallicana to tank hit and then finally finish this Kingdra off with Dragon Breath. Honestly, I couldn't have gotten through with no deaths if Kingdra did not get that fully paralyzes on the first turn. Well, Clair does not admit defeat, so I have to do this whole Dragon Dent thing next to get the badge. All I have to do here thankfully is just to answer quiz and then Clair is pushed to give us the Rising badge. Elm calls me to return to lab where he gives me Master Ball, and from here I guess I can start heading to Pokemon League. Journey to Victory Road goes without problems, so in we go then. Well, I did not remember that it was Gen 2 that has Victory Road without a single trainer here. Only fight here is Rival, which is really easy at this point. While we watch me kick his ass, I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed this kind of content, like the video and let me know in the comments what kind of Hard Knock, Nuzlocke runs or any other runs you would like to see from any Pokemon games. Also, if you are new on my channel, remember to subscribe. Anyway, next would be to face the Elite Four and Champion. Level cap here is 50 and I need my team to be as strong as possible to get through here. Thankfully, level cap rule means that I can enter Elite Four with level 50 team, and if they get levels in battles it does not break the rules. Without further ado, let's see if I can become champion with Clair's team. First up is Will and he starts off with Satu. It goes down with 1 Ice Beam, so easy start for us. Next in comes Jinx and I send out Aqua, who takes it out with 2 hits. Executor is next, which also goes down with 2 hits. Then in comes Slowbro and I switch in Ignil. Slowbro goes with Amnesia, so I decide to see if Slam can do decent damage. I switch to Thunderbolt though to finish it off with couple more hits, and then in comes another Satu. It barely survives Thunderbolt and uses Confuse Ray. I switch in Metallicana while Will uses Max Potion. 1 Ice Beam takes Satu out, winning us the first battle. Next up is Koga, who starts the fight with Ariados. It goes down with 1 Surf from Aqua and in comes Venomoth. It barely survives Surf and uses Psychic. Next hit takes it out, and then in comes Fortress, who also goes down with 2 hits, while only setting up spikes. Mach also goes down with 2 hits, and Aqua is really sweeping here. Last one up is Crobat, which also goes down with 2 hits. Easy stuff so far. Next up is Bruno, and first Pokemon from him is Hitmontop. I paralyze it immediately with Thunder Wave and it uses Dig. I can't help but miss the next move as it is underground, but it also is unable to attack me due to paralysis. Then it protects itself with Detect. After that I hit it with Slam and it gets fully paralyzed again. After surviving another Slam it goes for Dig again and hits us for a little damage. Finally it then goes down and in comes Hitmonchan. I paralyze it as well and Ice Punch does much less damage than I was expecting. Slam is 2-hit KO and we get through without taking another hit thanks to the paralysis. Next in comes Hitmonlee, which I paralyze as well. We trade some hits for a while and Grandini takes it down but is also low on HP itself. Onix though does not pose a challenge as it is one-shotted by Surf. Last one up is Machamp and I switch out to Ignil. Cross Chop does thankfully less than half of HP damage and I get to paralyze Machamp safely. It gets fully paralyzed immediately, so I get big chip damage in with Dragon Breath. Now I have to switch though, so I send in Metallicana. Cross Chop misses and I go again with Dragon Breath. Another full paralysis for Machamp happens and next Dragon Breath takes it out, winning me the fight. I got honestly so lucky against that Machamp, but hey, I'll take that. Next one up is Karen and she starts with Umbreon. It does not do anything too dangerous thankfully and goes down with 3 hits from Aqua. Then in comes Wild Bloom, nice Dark type there Karen by the way, and I send in Metallicana. I get paralyzed but Petal Dance does not hurt much and I get lucky freeze with Ice Beam. Next attack takes Wild Bloom down and in comes Gengar. Again, nice Dark type there. I send in Nick Neal who gets paralyzed by Leak and then cursed. I switch out to Grandini and 2 Dragon Braids takes out Gengar. Next in comes Murkrow which goes down with 2 hits and last one up is Houndoom. 2 serves is enough to take it out and Karen is defeated. Now, the time has come to battle Clair's dear cousin, Champion Lance. Looking at the teams, clearly Clair's weaker one, with Lance having 3 Dragonites and full team of 6 Pokemon as well. I am definitely scared of that level 50 Dragonite with Outrage, but let's just jump in and see what happens. First up is Gyarados, which I did not expect Igneel to outspeed. Thunderbolt one-shots it, which I was expecting though, and in comes first Dragonite. I outspeed again, I mean seriously, how? And we paralyze each other. Dragon Breath does good damage and Thunder really doesn't, so next attack takes Dragonite out. Well, that was easier than expected. Next up is second Dragonite, which I paralyze as well. Thankfully Igneel survives that Blizzard. That was a bit too close. I switch into Metallicana while Dragonite is fully paralyzed. One Ice Beam takes it out and in comes Aerodactyl. I switch out to Grandini and it takes Hyper Beam quite well. 2 serves takes out Aerodactyl, but another Hyper Beam hits before that. Next in comes Charizard and I take a risk here and go Thunder Wave. Luckily I survive Flamethrower and then I send in Aqua. Hyper Beam misses and 1 serve takes out Charizard. Finally in comes that level 50 Dragonite. It's now both teams' aces against each other. Aqua is faster and gets good damage in with Dragon Breath. It even gets in paralysis, which does not really matter that much. Outrage deals tons of damage, but is not enough to take down Aqua. So, one last Dragon Breath takes out Dragonite and I win the match and become the new champion. So yeah, many attempts later, here we are. It was a difficult challenge, but it can be said that Clair's team can definitely beat the game. Well, at least to this point. There is of course still whole Kanto to go through and fight with Red, which we are going to try at least. But when it comes to beating the game by beating the champion, we see that at least that is possible. But yeah, let's keep on going and head to Kanto. All of the gym leaders here except for Blue have levels lower than what Elite Four had, so I set the level cap to be Blue's strongest Pokemon level, which is 58. I'll try to go through these fights in quick recap so the video does not drag on too long. So, off we are to SSN where I beat some trainers and do mandatory story stuff. First gym leader I face in Kanto is Lieutenant Church. He's pretty easy to deal with. Grandini almost solos his team by itself. Paralysis slows us down a bit and against Raichu I have to switch in Metallicana to finish the job. I even got lucky freeze from Ice Beam, so yeah, nothing much else to mention from this battle. Sabrina is not much stronger than Surge, but puts a little more fight against us. Dragonese handle Espen and Mr. Mime quite well and Aqua finishes off Alakazam. If this pace keeps up, we are going to speedrun these gyms quite quickly. Erika in Celadon City is just complete sweep with Ice Beam, so nothing much to mention here. Next up is Janine in Fuchsia City and well, I mean, she tries her best I guess. None of her Pokemon are even level 40, so it's a clean sweep with Aqua. Misty in Cerulean is otherwise easy, but her Starmie causes some issues with Confuse Ray. It's still easy fight, just takes a while because of that. Next up is Brock, who Grandini sweeps with Surf. Even his fossil Pokemon goes down with 1 hit thanks to critical hits. Final team leader before Blue is playing and things are not going too well for him. It probably does not make him feel much better when I sweep his team completely with Aqua. Sorry Plane, what man's gonna do, what man's gonna do. Alright, so time to finally take on Blue. This fight should be at least a little bit challenging. And indeed, he actually is putting up a fight. Pidgeot goes down with 2 Thunderbolts and Gyarados with 1. Alakazam is problematic though. I paralyze it immediately and weaken it a bit with Dragon Breath. Psych deals ton of damage and I switch into Metallicana, who has better special defense. 2 Dragon Breaths takes out Alakazam with Metallicana still barely alive. For Rhydon I send Grandini to one-shot it with Surf. Then in comes Executor. I go with Dragon Breath to deal little damage. Solar Beam deals a lot of damage and Blue heals Executor to full HP. I'm struggling here so I send in Aqua. 2 hits takes out Executor and Aqua has a little less than half HP left. Thankfully Arcanine's extreme speed does not deal enough damage and 1 serve takes it out, winning us the match. That was tough, but we pulled through. Only thing now left is fight with Red. let's not linger on and just head straight to Mount Silver, get to level cap with rare candies and see what happens. Here we go, fight against Red, and he leads off with Pikachu as I send in Grandini. Pikachu only uses Charm and goes down with 2 Surfs, so that's an easy start. Next in comes Blastoise and I paralyze it right away. It gets fully paralyzed right away and I send in Igneel. Blastoise uses Rain Dance on that turn and I go for Thunderbolt. Blizzard unfortunately gets a critical hit and takes out Igneel. I send in Aqua and go for Dragon Breath. Blastouse's Blizzard thankfully misses and second Dragon Breath takes it out. Next in comes Espeon and I go for Rain Boost Surf to one-shot it with critical hit. Didn't know if that crit mattered though, as Rain boosted the damage anyway. Then in comes Brick Wall Snorlax. I immediately go to 6 smoke screens to lower its accuracy as it keeps missing attacks. I then switch in Grandini to paralyze it. Now its Body Slam starts hitting. We trade some hits, but in the end Grandini goes down. 2 Surfs from Aqua take Snorlax down while it got paralyzed. Next in comes Venusaur and I send in Metallicana. Sunny Day is set up and Ice Beam deals a good damage. Solar Beam does decent damage and next Ice Beam takes out the Venusaur. Last one remaining is Charizard. I paralyze it just in case and then start spamming Dragon Breath. I was planning to sack Metallicana here, but in the end it was able to actually take out Charizard on its own, winning us the fight. And that's Pokemon Crystal completely beaten with Clair's team. So yeah, it is possible though it's not easy. I don't have much else to say here, but to thank you again for watching. And as said before, leave your suggestions to comment field that what kind of possible challenges you would like to see me try in the future. Hey, this is all for now. Thank you guys for watching, I will see you in the future videos. Now it's a bye bye.